10 minutes.
That's the only rule? Do whatever I want for 10 minutes?
So I'm a composer, I'm a student at Mizzou.
I DJ up at KOPN, I'm a late night radio DJ.
How much can I destroy?
So I'm a musician. I'm in kind of like a pop rock band.
I am a creative writing student at Stevens College.
Okay, if I ruin things?
Can I move any of this stuff? Oh, that's not the only rule, right? I can do whatever I want.
So yeah, I'm a songwriter, so I kind of do that, but I think I'm more formal with that because when I do that, it's more about making a certain thing that's supposed to be interesting to other people.
Introvert. I actually told Meredith that as I was walking. I was like, you know I'm an introvert, right? So whatever you do, I'm an introvert.
I just feel like if there aren't a lot of rules, it's hard to know exactly what I should be doing. But that's the best part of not having rules, is then you get to decide what you should be doing.
Yes, I think I would consider myself creative. I write, paint, draw, do all of the creative forms because I love doing it.
Well, I read, go out and see shows with friends, try to record songs. I have a bachelor's degree in history, so I'm interested in history. So.
What am I supposed to be doing?
And just mark each other up?
I regularly find myself meeting people who say, oh, I could never do that. And that really confuses me because I think everyone's a creative person. I think it's just a matter of comfort and learning to be creative and learning to accept creativity.
At times, not all the time, but I definitely have my creative waves.
This is awful.
I was waiting for somebody on the crew to be like, wait, nope, stop, please. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I kept asking for permission because I didn't want to mess anything up. I didn't want you to be like, oh great, everything's ruined now.
I write a lot, freelance, and I'm also a waitress. I'm kind of witchy, so maybe that's why I chose a ritual theme.
Well, I'm a student and I am a designer, fashion designer, and I really love doing print design.
I'm a journalism student, so I do operate within a lot of rules and ethics, but at the same time, we're encouraged to be more creative.
I ever got to do that, and I kind of want to smash some shit.
Not my own thing.
I've always been creative, I've always done creative things, but I think the conscious choice to be a creative person is still one that I'm making and figuring out for myself, but it's also recent and exciting.
You gotta find where it's vulnerable.
Whenever I was a little kid, I would draw swirls that looked kind of like vortexes, but I told people they were faces. And I'd be like, oh, this is clearly you, Mom. Like, what do you mean you don't recognize yourself?
This is well made. They don't make them like this anymore, guys.
I like the no rules, but at the same time there was pressure to do something.
I consider myself a somewhat creative person. I had a friend describe it once as she could do anything that she saw on Pinterest, but she wasn't necessarily going to think up ideas for herself.
I don't like rules in creativity. I think it sets limitations that just give a fence around someone's capabilities.
It's challenging to tap into your own intrinsic value system, especially in front of people.
Nobody tells you what you're supposed to do, but at least there's a set of guidelines.
How much longer do I have? I don't know. I don't have a lot of hair. And don't put rubber bands in your hair, guys. Like, it's the worst thing to do. But it's getting hot out here.
So my goal is to build a connection with my audience and leave them feeling something or thinking something, like questioning.
I think ultimately if I would have had rules, I would have been like, all right, okay, so I can do this, and it would have been very clinical.
I liked not having rules because I could do whatever I wanted. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, but no, I liked it. I don't like rules.
I don't know. It was actually really kind of stress relieving. I kind of liked it.
Art isn't defined by logistics. That's not what we do.
I mean, you take the creativity from people whenever you restrict them and give them things they have to do. It totally changes the way they think because they're not coming up with some of the ideas, obviously.
I think with creativity, there does need to be a certain desire to make whatever you're making appealing to others. So even though it may be appealing to you, if all you want is to make yourself enjoy whatever you're making, then that's totally fine. But if you're making something that's for the benefit of others, then you have to adhere to certain rules. People are used to rules, they're used to things being a certain way.
For me, the only limitations I had were the ones that I created for myself.
I play cello, and so I mean the big thing is you can play a wrong note, you can make a bad sound, but as long as you keep going and don't let that stop you, it's not going to be as big a deal.
There's no one telling me what to do. There's no obstacle. There's just do, and that's scary to me.
I was a sports reporter, and once I went and tried out for the national anthem, but I wasn't planning on doing that. I was planning on just going and writing about the tryouts. But I ended up writing about this personal experience, and it was just much more fun to read than sort of a dry write-up.
Yes, I would consider myself to be creative because that's all I do is I create.
Well, all you said was you got 10 minutes. And I looked around and I said 10 minutes for what? 10 minutes, what am I supposed to do? I didn't understand. I felt like on a greater level, it was kind of a metaphor for life.
I'm a big rules follower, so rules to me are helpful guidelines. It's nice to know when you're doing things right.
Upside down. Actually, really simple trick, but that's not what I mean.
I don't know, it was just fun to like throw paint and do what I wanted without having to be told how I was doing it.
I really want to do this, but it's valuable.
You should never be told no about what your creative process is, because it's all opinionated. I mean, I think art in any art form is what you like, it's not what is written down.
Can I leave the platform?
I put the blindfold on the duck at the end and I decided it was really, really good to go. That was really my favorite part because the duck was me.
I've always been creative, but I feel like there's also that choice to be creative as a person.
My personality definitely came out. Always asking permission, never wanting to break anything, or wanting to, but just not.
If I had 10 more minutes, I'd go even more to town.
Was that okay? Okay. Look at your
Good, I was running out of ideas.
Art is a really beautiful way to express oneself.
Wonderful stage.
Thank you.
It was a good time. It was fun to not have rules for, once in a blue moon.
Awesome.
This was so much scarier than an axe murderer.
I did not mean to kick the whole thing.
Look out of him! Get out of the way, Ray! Whoa, that's a durable punch.